Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hubar begins now.
COVID has struck Tasmanian hospitals once again, with the Department of Health admitting an outbreak at the Launceston General Hospital is out of control. The sharp rise in cases contributing to a grim new milestone.
3 more COVID deaths take the state past a grim milestone. Our COVID toll now 100. And as the winter wave takes hold, our hospitals are once again under pressure.
No, I wouldn't say it's under control. I would say we are managing it.
There are 5 new cases as part of an outbreak at the LGH, but the department says they don't know the total number linked.
It's hard to say who have got it from the actual outbreak, and the reason for that is with people being admitted from the community, and that at the moment we have a large outbreak across the state with numbers increasing.
As of 5 p.m, the LGH has now escalated to level 3 of its COVID plans, following the Northwest Regional, meaning visiting times have been reduced and elective surgeries will be reviewed.
Escalation level 3 relates to demand pressures. It also relates to the fact that the staff absences as well, and those competing pressures.
7 patients and 6 staff caught up in an outbreak at the facility.
They were close to breaking anyway. Throw in a bit of COVID and all those staff pressures they've got at the moment, and unfortunately services are being reduced.
The AMA says the best solution to these problems is recruitment, but in the short term, with this wave expected to last months, they're calling on Tasmanians to keep getting vaccinated. Pharmacies are already seeing increased demand for second boosters. LINDISFARNE AMCAL had done 50 shots by lunchtime.
I think we'll see a lot of people coming into pharmacies because of opening hours, and I know there's a lot of pharmacies around that are vaccinating after hours and on weekends.
Also reminding Tasmanians they can get their flu and COVID jabs in one visit. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
A woman who was abused by her teacher has labelled the interrogation used by Tasmania's justice system as unnecessary and brutal. While giving evidence to the Commission of Inquiry, Leah Solis said the approach she experienced wasn't particularly kind to victim survivors.
Living through years of hidden trauma, Leah Solis was the next brave face to speak her truth in the final day of hearings in Launceston.
I was a vulnerable child and he was twice my age and in a position of power.
Abused by her teacher in the late 1990s, the initial attempts to report the complaints fell on deaf ears.
No steps were taken by the school to report to police at that time.
No, I haven't had any experience with the police up until when I came forward the 3rd time in 2017.
Once dealings finally commenced with police, the victim survivor had a positive experience. But that treatment quickly turned south when proceedings began with the Department of Public Prosecutions.
The way in which I was interviewed and re-interviewed and had to reiterate and asked in different ways how, why. It was just really unnecessary and brutal, to be honest.
When giving evidence, Ms Solis also referenced the importance of changing language in the courtroom, left horrified by the labels used in her case.
As I understand it, in the sentencing remarks, the judge described the relationship as consensual but inappropriate because of your age.
You can't buy alcohol, you can't, you can't do anything an adult does. So I find the term consensual really offensive.
With her abuser convicted, she told the Commission she was glad she came forward.
I think there should be better support through the Witness Assistance Service. It would have been helpful for me to have someone who specialises in victim survivor counselling.
The next lot of hearings will continue in Hobart and run over 7 days, with Ashley Youth Detention Centre being placed in the spotlight. Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
And if you or anyone you know needs help or this story causes distress, you can contact the Sexual Assault Support Service on 1800 697 877. Tasmanians gathered in the Derwent Valley this morning to witness the Aboriginal flag flying high there for the first time. The council revealing plans for an Aboriginal recognition strategy honouring 35,000 years of Tasmania's history.
NAIDOC Week celebrations are continuing, this time in the Derwent Valley, beginning with a traditional smoking ceremony.
I cleansed everyone mentally, emotionally, physically and spiritually.
The main event, however, was the flag raising, a moment that's been almost a year in the making.
I put a notice on motion to the Derwent Valley Council to permanently fly the Aboriginal flag alongside the Australian and state flag.
The motion received a unanimous vote in September last year, leaving council members questioning why it hadn't been done sooner.
I don't know why this has not been brought up previously by any elected members or even members of parliament.
My heart is just overflowing with love and just energy from seeing that there. My ancestors, I could feel my ancestors, they made them so happy.
A first step for the council on the road to reconciliation.
We are also in the process, which was part of my motion, of developing an Aboriginal recognition strategy.
That's a process where they link in with the local Aboriginal groups. They set goals and objectives for moving forward with a greater appreciation of the First Nations people.
While NAIDOC Week ends on Sunday, the Derwent Valley Council is committed to celebrating all dates of significance to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander community. BRIANNA, BOYLEN, 7 Tasmania News.
The Royal Flying Doctors are set to soar across Tasmania for the next decade after signing a strategic partnership with the state government. The two parties put pen to paper today, also announcing a $600,000 contribution to mobile dental care services.
One thing we've come to understand as we've been delivering these services now over several years is that it's not always easy to travel for people for various reasons, not least of which they might not be able to afford it.
Support in those really traditionally difficult areas to support people with their primary health care, oral health care, mental health services, for example.
Delivery of health services on the Bass Strait Islands and training of health professionals is one focus of the new deal. A new world-first marathon to raise awareness for the Great Barrier Reef is coming to Tasmania. Run for Reef events will be held simultaneously across Australia and New Zealand on the same day, October 9. Organisers say the deterioration of the reef is an indicator of the devastating effects of climate change.
A lot of people nowadays are working to live more sustainably and support climate initiatives, but unfortunately there has been a decrease in the health and condition of the reef.
We know that climate change is something that affects everyone, and our council has certainly been taking proactive steps in the space.
Hobart and Launceston will be the host cities in Tasmania, and Tasmanians are encouraged to sign up. Tasmanian Antarctic icebreaker, the RSV Noyena, will be out of action for the upcoming operational season due to mechanical issues. The vessel, currently stuck in Singapore, while 2 replacement ships have been chartered to ensure vital supplies remain stocked.
A vital ship frozen in Singapore. The Australian Antarctic Division confirming the RSV Noyena will not make the trip south next season.
In the last 48 hours, we've been advised by the ship repair team that there's an additional problem being discovered.
Drive shaft hydraulic issues were identified during warranty inspections, the manufacturer recommending its replacement. Delivery delays occurring after issues sourcing materials.
The challenge we have now is the supply lines and material shortage globally is going to have an impact on the availability of those parts to actually repair the ship.
The Noyena will no longer be available for the Antarctic operational season.
Scheduled to return in October, the vessel is important for resupply and scientific work for researchers based at the stations and had 2 successful outings earlier this year. The AAD quickly adjusted its shipping plans with additional charters scheduled.
They're ships that we're familiar with, both the operations and capabilities, and we're factoring in how we can operate those 2 vessels to deliver a full season in Antarctica.
Ensuring supplies are maintained and hard-working researchers are able to return home. Mark Zita, 7 Tasmania News.
One of Hobart's iconic sporting landmarks has been brought into the 21st century. The interior of the TCA ground's 140-year-old H.C. Smith stand has undergone a significant renovation. Housing the North Hobart Cricket Club, an accessibility lift has been installed, along with a new kitchen, while memorabilia and the club rooms have been restored.
So now we can have people with all abilities come and enjoy our space and participate in the club.
This is a really good use of taxpayers' money. Not only does it reinforce a great little community club, but it makes it more inclusive.
The federal government contributed $400,000 to the project. Future soccer stars at a Hobart primary school have received a special gift to help with their development. Waimea primary school students today took home a free soccer ball to practice their skills. It's part of a Football Tasmania partnership with MyState Bank, with every junior player in the state receiving one to enjoy the World Game.
It's about having a kick with your mates, it's about having a kick with your friends, it's about learning responsibility, it's about keeping fit and learning about just how you work with others.
I really like it when it's a throw and I'm like, come here, come here, come here.
Around 9,000 will be distributed this year. Some of the nation's best beverages have gone under the microscope at the Tasmanian Fine Food Awards today. Judges from across Australia running their eye over dozens of different classes, ranging from hot drink favourites to a few classic cool drinks.
It's a job that is anything but a grind. These caffeine experts were doing more than just sampling a few brews this morning, using their passion and expertise to judge what makes a good coffee.
It doesn't matter how many coffees we've had, when you taste the one that has that special flavour and that special something about it, then we get really excited.
It's one of 52 different classes of beverage facing scrutiny in the Tasmanian Fine Food Awards.
Anything you could think of that you can consume in liquid form, it's being judged.
From tea to iced tea, cordials to cider, and the growing range of kombuchas. Hundreds of different makes from across Australia have been entered. Their taste, smell and flavour going through the ultimate test.
We get some of the best judges around Australia and their products are judged on their own merit. So, you know, that's why they want to enter their awards.
Tasmania's entrants receiving high praise from visiting experts.
Really growing and really developing, and the community of coffee roasters and coffee professionals down here is really strong, so it's great to get behind them and support them.
And the trick to standing out?
Usually just a flavour that you haven't tasted and that lingers and is very memorable.
The judging will conclude tomorrow. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
A variety of activities to help keep children occupied are on offer from the city of Launceston these school holidays. It's encouraging Tasmanians to explore the region in the next few weeks. With COVID restrictions winding down, the acting mayor says Launceston is open for business.
We know that our occupancy levels in terms of our shops are at the lowest that we've ever seen, and we're just encouraging families and locals alike to take advantage of what it's like to be a local in Launceston CBD.
More information can be found on the council's website. And for keen book lovers looking for a new read, City Missions Bookfest is happening across the north and will expand to the northwest for the first time. More than 50,000 books are on offer across the 2 venues at the Door of Hope and the Ulverston Mission Shop.
We have a lot of stock, and a lot of the funds that we raise go to support our community and work that we do with family services.
But getting quick, Bookfest wraps up tomorrow.
Good evening. The likely grand final contenders go head-to-head in the State League tomorrow. Launceston will host Kingborough at Windsor Park, where the 2 best midfields will collide. The Blues, Joby Harper, Fletcher Seymour and Brodie Powerfriman will look to fend off Kieran Lovell, Eddie Cole and Lockie Clifford.
It's 2 A-grade midfielders, so yeah, I think it'll be good to watch from the box as well.
We want to make sure we have a strong performance, because if we slip up, all of a sudden then the heat's on for who qualifies for a home final.
And Clinton French has announced his playing days are over. He will focus solely on coaching North Hobart from now on. It's a similar story in the SFL, with ladder leader CYGNET hosting second place LINDISFARNE this weekend. The two Blues are the only side to have defeated CYGNET this season, but the Port remains top of the ladder by percentage. Both sides say they're expecting a tough encounter.
They're a great side, they've got some great players, but we've obviously want to match up with them quite well and give 100% on Saturday.
They obviously play the ground pretty well down there as well. We've had a few tough contests down there. So yeah, we're excited to get down there and hopefully get the win.
First bounce is 2 p.m. tomorrow at CYGNET Oval. A hurricane force swept through England's T20 blast overnight. Canes pair Ben McDermott and Nathan Ellis lifted Hampshire into the league semi-final after McDermott clubbed a half-century boasting 4 sixes. Ellis then crushed a hapless Warwickshire, taking 3 wickets and just 9 balls for the day. Hampshire won easily by 104 runs. In the NPL, Kingborough is keen to keep its winning streak going when it faces Launceston City this weekend. The Lions have won their previous 4 games in a row. Noel Myers says their defensive pressure is to thank for recent success.
We've been setting a lot of goals at the start of the season, and we've really worked hard on solidifying it up in the last few weeks.
Meanwhile, Launceston City President Danny Linger hopes his side will be on its A-game after losing to the Glenorchy Knights last weekend.
Yeah, I've got a lot of pride in how the team has come together with what Lino's done and the young players and the older ones all coming together and working hard for each other. It's good to see every week.
The Lions women's side will also face Launceston, both coming off victories in the previous round. Nicole Frayne will ride for a new team in the Women's Tour de France in a fortnight. The Tasmanian's been snapped up by Dutch team Park Hotel Valkenburg for the Tour. The deal means Frayne will have the chance to race full-time in Europe until the end of next year. The 29-year-old is the reigning National Road Race champion. And following speculation this week, an NRL match could be coming to Tasmania. Tonight's Friday flashback is to the Melbourne Storm's visit in 2012. 11,000 fans witnessed the showpiece at North Hobart Oval, a day which was simply the best. We may be an Aussie rules state, but it's hard to deny rugby league knows how to make an iconic ad. A sentiment shared by long-starved local fans who finally had the chance to see their idols. The Melbourne Storm flew in early to acclimatise to the Apple Isle.
We're going to be putting a fairly strong side on the paddock.
One featuring names even casual fans would recognise: Cameron Smith, Billy Slater and Cooper Cronk, to name a few. The Brisbane Broncos kicked off the match on the converted home of Tasmanian football, North Hobart Oval. And it wouldn't be a showcase event without a streaker. Once again, there was a willing volunteer. British import Gareth Widdop scored the opening try. Storm superboot Cameron Smith duly converted before Alex Glenn returned serve with a touchdown for the Broncos. Closely followed by Ben Teo, sparking a high-scoring and entertaining contest, which the fans lapped up every minute of. The finish was befitting of the buzz around the ground. The Broncos nearly snatched victory after scoring 2 late tries, but Melbourne weathered the storm to win by 4.
We got loose in the middle of that second half, and we just didn't defend their kicks.
A day of joy which had league's loyal locals screaming. One for the karaoke bars tonight, Louise. Get around it.
Oh, I can't wait. Thanks for that, Tom.
Moving 14, the stage top today at Devonport, Launceston and Burnie 13, Hobart recorded 12 degrees, Wynyard, Lowhead and King Island all 13, Flinders Island, St Helens and Ouse 12, Strawn 11, Lyawhenia a top of 3. A few light showers today out of that cumulus cloud in the southerly airstream, 9 millimetres at Friendly Beaches, the top fall. That cold cellular air also made its way over the southern parts of the country, mostly clear skies over central and northern Australia. Tomorrow, the dominant feature continues to be the high pressure system. A trough is well to the west along with another front. Winds over our region will be south-southeasterly and up to 30 knots over the east, with swells there to 4 metres. Strong wind warning for coastal waters from the northern tip of Flinders Island down the east coast to Tasman Island. Hobart for Saturday, 12 with showers clearing later. Showers for Maydena, 9 the high, 9 also for Oatlands. Launceston, a top of 13 degrees, a cloudy day, partly cloudy for Devonport, 14 the high. Lyawhenia, shower clearing with 5 the maximum. Burnie 14 and partly cloudy, Strawn 13, a top of 13 for Marrawar. And down the blowy east coast tomorrow, showers clearing later for St Helens 13, 13 also for Swansea. Showers clearing from Orford 12 the high. Areas of morning fog and frost on Sunday, otherwise fine. A scattered shower over the north and west on Monday. And on Tuesday, showers more widespread right across the state. Showers developing in Perth, partly cloudy in Adelaide, showers clearing from Melbourne, a shower and 17 degrees in Sydney. Sunny weather for Brisbane. And currently a little showery over Hobart, 9 degrees, 9 in Launceston, Devonport partly cloudy and 8 degrees with the dampish and cool conditions tomorrow, Lou. I hope it doesn't produce another bad hair day for you.
So do I, Murph. Thanks for your well wishes. That's all your news for this Friday night. I'll be back later with updates, however. Thanks for joining us. Good night.